What's up, guys? We're past the pop culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host here, Mrphen.
Hello.
And today we're talking about a lot of stuff. Hopefully we get to it, but we're going to go over the important stuff like Nintendo dropping some new rules based around their, was it like friendly competitor scene or whatever it is? They're doing
Air
some stuff.
quotes.
They're like their official like licensed guideline rules and stuff. If you're going to be, it's kind of weird, but like Nintendo, I don't know. They're doing some weird stuff. Xbox, they're going to be banning third-party accessories. Mortal Kombat 1, funny enough, is actually going to be taking some heat because there's a little bit of a controversy on the amount of money that they're charging right now, which I get it. PS5 Slim coming out. It's everyone kind of expected this. It's like, all right, like cool, like more games, please. But Invincible, the creator of Invincible, I should say, kind of dropped a little hint about how many seasons he's going to want to hopefully do. So, let's get into it. I think the first thing, Invincible, really quickly. So he basically said 7 to 8 seasons, right, in total, right, not more.
Yeah.
I think it's total. He says we can probably do it in 7 to 8. There is a live action coming up. I do remember that they are working on a live action.
I didn't know that.
Don't know when or where that's really gonna happen. It's been kind of in the works for a while, but it's happening.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's all working, but I just know that there's a live action that they're working on right now, and well, we're just gonna have to see how that turns out. But we know that at least with the animated ones, we're getting this season, we're getting another season, and then the creator's coming out and is like, yeah, we can probably do this in like 7 to 8 seasons. So I think they feel pretty confident to be like, hey, we're gonna pump this whole thing out, we're gonna keep doing more of these episodes. It seems like people are really into this series, right? I mean, you got Omni-Man into Mortal Kombat, right? So there's definitely like people that are interested in this world, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hyped for him to be like, yeah, we got to get about 7 to 8. 7 to 8. I'm like, okay, I'll be happy with
Sounds
7
good
to 8
to me, right? At least it's not like 30 seasons.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty good. So I'm glad that we kind of like, the creator himself was like, yep, that's probably what we're going to get. But he did say he wanted to potentially rush through some other stuff or expand on other things, things that he wished he would have added in or kind of regretted doing. He wants to kind of like fix it a little bit. So this is kind of like, oh man, I wish I would have gone in this direction more, or oh, I wish I didn't expand on this as much and just expand on that. That's what he's going to try to reel some things in, skip things over. So but he still wants to keep it as faithful as possible, but just expand everything a lot more. So we could be seeing more than that, but who knows? That's a pretty good range. I think 7, 8 seasons. I think most people would be happy with that. I don't like it when things just get milked for so long.
Exactly.
So it's like, I like a good, start, and I like a good finish. And I don't like it when it's like, oh, we're just keep milking it, and then it's just not even enjoyable anymore at this point, right? So it doesn't seem like that's what they want to do. It seems like he really wants to start it, end it, and then there we go. We told the story, and that's it. But
because I think season 2 starts this week, right? Actually,
I think it starts soon. I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I think it starts in 3 days. So
we'll definitely cover that.
Yep.
I think I'm very hyped for that. I was hoping honestly that it would be coming out like last weekend or something, or like a lot sooner. But I was like, oh shoot! I was like, what is it? It's like I know it's sometime, but I was like, oh man. But I am excited. Another interesting thing I think, since we're kind of sticking with more animated stuff, it is I didn't mention this, but One Punch Man World got some gameplay dropped, and honestly, I'm like, okay, like I know that because we talked about it, so anybody who's interested in that, I didn't really care for it. I honestly skipped through the gameplay. I was like, you're just punching things, of course, right? But it doesn't really seem like to have like the passion of the series, like more like season 1, of course. But yeah, it's a very generic like anime action game, right? So it's kind of like it's supposed to be free to play, so there's gonna be gacha mechanics, so you can play certain characters and all that. And I'm like, okay, I already kind of like, Like,
yeah, that gameplay maybe is like, okay, yep, next.
yeah, like I'll try it if
Mm.
someone really wants us to try it and like talk about it, but honestly, not really.
I'll
Like
give it
it's
30 minutes.
yeah, I think you can probably get the whole feel for it in like 30 minutes. But oh yeah. There's just so like I don't know, like just gaming is kind of weird right now. I mean, kind of weird. It's always been weird, right? Like for the past how long, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about this one. I think this one might be a skip.
Yeah.
But I guess just to keep
Take
it
it back.
going, I guess with like weird stuff that are happening in gaming, Nintendo, right? So they basically put out some rules. Uh, I don't know how to word it. I don't know what this really like means because
Yeah,
it's just
I read it too, and it's just like it's kind of the same as before, but it seems like they're now capping pretty much everything, which
yes,
is
and
weird.
I don't. You see, here's the thing with Nintendo. Nintendo's always been kind of like, if it doesn't make us money directly, then
Exactly.
we don't want it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a very like old way of kind of like how they've run things, right? Like Nintendo's always been like that, like
Yeah.
from the beginning. So there's some caps that are put in place, like 200 participants for in person or 300 online.
Mm-hmm.
Or online, I'm sorry, 300 for online tournaments. So the prizes can't exceed like $5,000 or something, and it's like it's you can't do like spectator fees, you can't do like third party sponsors, you can't sell food or drinks, merchandise. Everything has to be like first party. So like
Which is
it's
weird.
and it's hard because it's like yeah, like it stinks because there's not a lot of money in esports, especially
Yeah.
like for Nintendo stuff.
All
It's
they have is what,
literally
Smash?
it's Smash. I think there's like Splatoon, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
very
Smash.
small
Mm-hmm.
and it's mainly Smash Bros. And it's just so weird because it's like the fan base just wants to play the games, right?
Yeah.
And we're
With no
keeping
rules.
these games alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like most people buy Smash to play against other people,
Yeah.
and some of them end up getting really like into it, and then they go
Mm-hmm.
into tournaments. And there's like a whole YouTube scene and everything, and that's what's keeping like Smash alive.
Yeah.
Even like Melee, like it's been like what 20 years, people still keep the game alive, and it's
Yep.
just like, but Nintendo's just so insistent on killing it. I don't know. I mean, I kind of understand maybe why they're just like, oh, well, we want them to only play like the new game or something, or they have like, oh, well, we don't make money off of it. Like I understand that, but it's like
Uh-huh.
let people just like people are still paying, like to play these games. It's like, yes, you're not seeing like, oh, we're getting all this profit, but it's just like, just let them enjoy it, man. Just let them
They don't
enjoy
need
it.
the
Like,
money. Like literally, like why are they capping everything? They're not like now you can't even do like third party like accessories and stuff and everything.
yeah,
And
and
it's
then that's when they're mentioning, and I didn't think about it because it's not something that we don't think about it because
yeah,
it's like there's people with disabilities that
exactly.
they need the controller, but like, oh no,
They
you
have
can't use it,
yeah, you can't use
and
it
they're like,
now. It's
well,
like
you're kind of, and
they have to change something. Like there's no reason for them to be like, oh no, you can't do this and this and this and this. It's like
yeah,
why?
I think it's more like Nintendo is just kind of like they don't
Out of
want this
touch.
stuff to keep continuing it. Yes, they're out of touch, but they don't want them to keep continuing this, so they just kind of make it kind of lame so that people don't want to do it, and then the scene just kind of slowly dies. I think that's what they're more hoping, because it's like there's people that are kind of 50-50 on this. Some people are like, well, it's not that bad, but it's still bad, and other people are like, okay, this is just we're all gonna be like in basements playing games again, and it's like people just want to keep like the game alive. People enjoy the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's just like Nintendo doesn't really like understand that. Like I think it's more like why keep the community alive? Like just play the next game. Like
Why are you still playing a 30-year-old game? We're gonna re-release it. Don't
yeah.
worry.
I don't know. It's just Nintendo's just weird.
Well, okay,
I
so
don't
like
really
you know
see a good
how
reason why.
like they say 300 for online tournaments, so that means we can't even use like that Melee online emulator thing, right?
Well, no, you can't use the. that's not even licensed from them. So like that's
That's what I'm saying, right? So,
it's
but don't they have
yeah,
tournaments and
all
all
of
that for that?
it's yeah, it's
Oh, see you
but
later.
there's ways to get the license for like bigger events and this and that, and this is like these are community tournaments, so it's just I don't know, like like it's hard because especially because like the Smash community historically has not been the best, to put it lightly. They're just not
They sure are
things bad
stingy.
things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like Nintendo seeing what's happened before is like, oh, this makes our brand look bad. And so they want
Oh.
to like banhammer everything, but they
So what
can't
you're
just get
saying is it's the fans' fault for this.
what's the bad fans. So um maybe. No, but Nintendo's always they still don't like it, but they had more of an incentive
Yeah.
to really go after it. But I don't know what this really means. It
It's
could just
scary.
be the end of the world. It could just be, oh, well, who cares? I don't know.
Well, how are they gonna even like reinforce it?
I don't know how they're gonna enforce this. I don't know how they plan on doing
They're
it.
gonna have like Nintendo
Um,
security and then like shutting down the event or something. Like what?
yeah, Nintendo's gonna hire some assassins. They're gonna they're gonna
In
come
game,
out.
of
No, I'm
course.
just kidding. Yes, in game assassins.
Yeah.
No,
Jeez.
yeah, and then and same thing because like Xbox is now banning unauthorized third-party accessories, which
This is the most
again,
stupidest thing ever.
it's stupid. It doesn't matter. I
They just killed the
like
fighting game community, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's such a weird move. I think Xbox, like we were talking about, is like they're gonna get a lot of confidence because they own so much of gaming, right?
Yep.
And then but like the Xbox Series X like just jumped up in price in like Brazil, so people are like
Hmm.
super pissed and they're just doing a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know. Like again,
Why?
it's just they're yeah, like why they're just trying to squeeze out like whatever little bit of juice just so that they can. I think it's more about control. They just want to control all of it. I think it's a lot easier if they can just control everything directly, or at
I
least
mean,
they
it's good
think
for
that.
cheaters, but because now you can't use your whatever it's called, the cheating device. What's it called? A Cronus. There you go.
Yeah,
But then it's like now you can't use arcade sticks. You can't use the Brook converter
yeah, and
because
then
none
if
of
you're
that's.
disabled again,
And then
you
yeah, and
can't
then if
use
you have a
it. So
special
it's
like
like,
headphone or a special
but I guess they're
controller,
potentially like reaching out to some third party people, and they may kind of, but
man,
it's just like again, it's like,
they're just saying that.
like yeah. Um, I don't know. And then, you got Mortal Kombat now. They're doing their $10 fatality or something like that.
I'm actually
And
kind of
then
mad about this one. Like I watched. Okay, I watched a video of Maximilian dude kind of like discussing it because I kind of understood the uproar, but I also was like, well, I buy skins, so I can't really say anything. But it's $12 for like 1% of something you see on the screen sometimes because it's only a fatality and it's $12. So it's like I don't think $12 really justifies that. And then because he pretty much was saying is like, well, you know, this is $1 billion company. Why are they selling this for $12 and they're not using it as like a crowd fund for the tournaments? Because the tournaments, Ricky, you know how much like first place, like for an actual like sanctioned pro tournament for Mortal Kombat, first
you get
place a
like a
thousand
pack of
bucks.
gum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically $1,000,
It,
and it's like, and a lot of pros are like, why am I gonna waste all this money to go win a tournament that's only like $1,000? And then it's like,
mm-hmm.
oh, and then like they're selling these skins or these stupid like special Halloween or like holiday events stuff, and it's like $12 to $20 or whatever. And it's like, well, that
Mm-hmm.
should be probably free. Like you can earn it in game somehow, right? And it's like it's
Yeah,
not even to benefit.
I miss the days when it was like, oh, you want this cool skin? Sorry, bro. You got to 100% like the
Yeah,
story mode or something. Like,
do like 1,000, like 100 fatalities before the Halloween event's over. Congratulations, you unlocked the Halloween fatality.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
I don't know. It's because I think what it is that these companies are not doing as good as they say they are, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
think because all across the board, and I was watching some video about some random guy. So he was talking about indie devs and that basically, yeah, like indie devs are just not making any money. A lot of indie devs are talking about like, oh, we're really hurting, but it's kind of across the board. Like you have a lot of game developers or just like tech, right? Tech in general, tech gaming computers, like they're just dropping people. Um, they're doing a lot of layoffs. So I think that yeah, like these games are getting more and more expensive to make, right? Like
Right. Sure.
I think it's a mixture of, well, they can't properly plan, they can't properly execute, they can't like people don't want to be paying $100 for a game. Some people will, some people don't, but so they have to use like skins and stuff like that. And then the loot boxes though got taken away. You know, they're like, oh, okay, this is illegal, so like this is gambling, so we have to kind of shut this down.
Yeah.
And so it's like they can't just rely on them selling enough copies of games anymore. These huge studios. Because it's like from when they release the game to making the next game and to that release, right? Like that's a long time. So I think like they're just gonna keep raising the prices of this stuff, but people can't simply like just keep throwing money at them. Like they don't want to pay 10, $12 for like a stupid thing.
Yeah.
It's like let me just unlock it, but they can't. They can't let you just unlock it because they need the money because they're being dumb.
Yep.
Because they're not because things are just going up in terms of like production, right? Like it's just not like sustainable, like the way that these games are being made. Because it's just like they're just laying off people. There's a lot of like overworking, and then they have to keep going up and up and up, right? So they have to make more money, more money, more money, right? So they can't just focus on making a good game. And then it's always kind of been like that, right? Like even with the beginning of games, it's always like, oh, games were like a cheap cash grab, right? You can sell them for a good amount of money, and then you just hire some like one or two guys like to just work in some basement and then to put out the game, right? and then but it's just hard because like now it's like there's so many competing games.
Yeah.
There's just so many games competing with each other, right? Because it used to be, oh, you had your little Nintendo and you just buy stuff as they came out, as you saw them, right? Like, or you get like Nintendo Power or whatever it is, you know.
And you're like, oh, a new game's coming out. I guess I'll buy it.
Yeah, or like you had like your Genesis or your PlayStation 1 or 2, and you would just go to GameStop and go, huh, you know what? That game looks cool. I'm gonna get it, right? Or maybe you get lucky and you see a commercial or something, right? Or it's like the next game in a series, or your friend told you about this game, right? But now it's just like we're constantly getting blasted with play my game, play my game, play my game. Yeah. So I think there's just it's kind of like there's just not enough like people to go around like buying these games, and because people are just buying less games now. I think it's like I was watching that video. I can't remember what it was, but they're basically saying like, yeah, like people are just not buying games as much. Like during the pandemic, there was that huge rush because nobody had anything to do.
Left outside.
So then they just all played games. So they're like, oh, great. And then people went back to work, and then people are like, the gaming community at large is so burnt out from games.
Like, because y'all suck. So
they're all bad, but like we're just playing game after game after game, and especially because of content creation, people just rush to play through the whole game. Oh, I got to put out the whole series, and like the whole let's play, get it done, get it out in the next few days, and it's like a 40-hour game, and then they just rush through it and they just edit the content, and then it just goes up.
Yep.
And so people don't enjoy the games because everyone's like rushing to finish the game. And then it's like, okay, what's the next thing? I think video games right now, it's just like nobody enjoys it. I think nobody enjoys it as how like we used to. I think that's the problem. It's like you have like Mortal Kombat, you have Nintendo, you have all this, the One Punch Man game even. It's like we're going, it's not even worth to play it. It's free, right? It's free, and we're like, it's just not worth. It's not even worth the time because there's all these other games.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, and I think it's just like we're at a point where it's like there's just too many games. There's too many people on the field vying for attention, and there's only so much like time collectively that we have to devote to games. And that's what it really is, because like yes, they're trying to buy us in, for the game to get you to buy the game. But a lot of games rely on your attention for monetization.
Right.
So it's like, oh well, I'll buy the new skin. But if you don't care about the game, you're not gonna buy the new skin, right? Like you're just gonna go, oh okay, whatever. So they need you to keep being in there and keep playing the game, but they have to monetize your attention. They have to monetize like aspects that were just in the game before.
Yeah.
Like something like this fatality, you just earn it. Like if this like back then, you just earn the fatality, or
Doing
like
towers
you
or
just
whatever.
do, yeah, like you would just and I'm just saying across the board, like
Yeah.
you want this new skin? Oh, just play the game. Just hey, this is a secret unlock or something, right? And this is, but they have to monetize it, and then they have to keep pumping these things out. Like, cause what was it like? You had like Ghost Recon all that time ago, and they were just like, oh, well, if you want experience so that you don't have to sit here and grind for another 20 hours, you can just buy the experience, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's like they have, so like they're monetizing the attention, they're monetizing the time that we have. Or maybe that's not the word, like the right word to say, like call it, but it's like, I think it's like, it's just the gaming industry is kind of sick, right? Like it's not healthy the way that we're all approaching it.
So in terms of like, we'll use Mortal Kombat. Like, how would you be able to justify, I say that loosely, purchasing like a $12 fatality or like skin? Do you think like making the game free to play, you think like more people would be more inclined? Because people love Mortal Kombat, but then it's like, oof.
Yeah, but you can't, you see, the thing is like free to play makes more money than actually paying for the game. Like sometimes, like depending on like Genshin, right? Like Genshin makes a stupid amount of money. It's free to play.
Yeah.
But it monetizes your time, right? That's why they have you do dailies and stuff like that. And then you're pulling gotchas, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to be stuck trying to get this one character. I'm just gonna buy him or something like, you know, like that's why like the gotcha mechanics are really like popular and stuff. It's, I don't know, like to me, like I don't really buy skins like ever. Like if I can unlock it, I'll unlock it, but I don't buy it. Like I try not to spend money or buy. So it's like for me, I can't really ever justify it. Like there's cool skins and stuff that I want to get, but I'm like, no, I don't. I try not to contribute in that way. Like because when you're buying it, you are contributing. However, my individual like, oh, I'm not gonna buy it doesn't really mean anything to them.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
So it's like a collective, Like they're not gonna lose sleep over my $12. But if like nobody bought this, right? Like they're saying like, oh, like boycott it, don't buy it. Yeah, it could work, but people are still, because people are not like most people, right? Like who are just playing the game, like
me.
Like we're just noise. Like that's all it is. Like people don't really care that much about like the state of the industry. They just want to pick up a game and play it, and then they'll throw money at it. They're not really like over here going like, oh, you know, how's the indie market going? Oh wow, they're really struggling, and due to the the current economic conditions of the pandemic caused a boom. Like nobody cares. Like, you know what I mean? Like the collective game, like collectively gaming, like nobody really cares. Everyone just wants to play the game. Yeah. So it's like as much as like, oh, we watched like a YouTube video or something about how this is affecting the gaming industry negatively. It's like there's just not enough people to care about it. Because it's so niche where it's like you get like you can still have hundreds of thousands of people like who watch the video, but like how many of them are actually gonna like support whatever you're saying?
They're watching the video and they already bought it, basically.
It doesn't like, so people are like, oh well, we're gonna boycott it. Like it's probably not gonna work because you're not the target for these things. So like the pros, they're not the target audience for this. So when they get upset, they're like, but my $12, you know, this and that, and then it's like, well, yeah, but you're not the audience.
Yep. Little Timmy,
filthy
little
casual.
John.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's little Timmy, little John, where it's like, hey, you know, they go and swipe their mom's credit card, you know.
Yep.
That's really what it is. So yeah, like I don't know. Like the practices are not going to change until we give enough pushback. but there's not
Yeah.
enough of us to give the pushback because there's only
Yeah.
like so many people that care, or maybe there's more people that care than I realize. But it's like for every gaming channel that talks about like terrible, industry practices, there's like,
The same
there's a
amount that's
thousand,
saying the
there's a
opposite.
thousand little Jimmies that are more than
Yeah.
willing to pay to force their and cry and force their mom to
That's
buy,
right.
the latest Game
Rise up.
Pass or something. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But speaking of little Timmy and Jimmy, you got the Five Nights at Freddy movie making a lot of money, and I think that's hilarious because, and I
That
hope this movie makes more money than Stephen King. It. I hope it does
I
better
would be
than the It
so
series.
sad.
I will laugh so hard, and I want it to.
Please don't.
It would be so much
Please.
funny. It's making so much money. It would be so funny just to see like everyone's like.
How close is it?
It,
Because I know it's in that article, right?
yeah,
Checking.
it's
It's
about
number
like
3.
it's number 3. If it's gonna be It Chapter 2, I'd be happy.
Oh, I just can't. I'm sorry.
It's beat Halloween. It's beat The Nun, Paranormal Activity 3, A Quiet Place,
Screen
Halloween,
zone.
Quiet Place Part 2, Scream 6.
Yeah, oh my gosh. This movie got 29%. Everyone hates it.
Yeah, everyone hates it, but it's just funny. It's so funny, dude. I love it. I love it. But it's
No.
like, I haven't seen it. I'll be honest. I heard it's pretty cringe, but
It's
people
bad.
who enjoy the series, I guess it's good enough for them.
I didn't play
The
the
audience
games,
score is
so
89%. The audience score is 89%. Gosh,
they're lying.
I love this. This is amazing. But yeah,
No.
it's just
It's on
funny.
Peacock if you actually want to watch it. It's on Peacock.
Yeah, I might just do that, but yeah.
We have Peacock, so if you do really want to watch it,
I think I do too. I'll probably end up watching it. That would
I'm
be
not.
pretty
I'm
interesting.
sorry. I don't want to lose brain cells for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Daria watch it with me, huh? That'd be pretty funny. I'll see.
No thanks. Piece of
But
shit.
yeah. Oh, also, if you're in crippling debt, right? So you can you got student loans. You can
It's
go
for
to
the
Domino's.
homies. Yeah.
They're giving away a free pizza. You can get a free like medium pepperoni or something like that.
Another W from Domino's.
Yes, just they're doing about up to $1 million, and I think it goes on till November 9th. So yeah, November 9th. So you can get a limited to 1 medium 2-topping pizza per person. So they're doing $1 million worth of pizzas. So if they haven't already done that, then already ran out. Go ahead and try it. But you gotta sign up. You gotta show them the receipts though. You can't just like, oh, I have loans. You actually gotta show them the receipts.
Here's my debt. Oh, okay. Here's a pizza. That'll fix your debt.
At least that degree will be worth something, right?
Yeah,
it'll be
pizza.
worth at least a medium pizza. So it wasn't
even
exactly
a large.
nothing. At least it was worth something at the end of the day.
Sorry. I shouldn't crap all over people. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll be good enough for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on your preferred podcast listening platform, if you can give us a thumbs up, a heart, however it works on there. Yeah, we very much appreciate that. Check us out on Twitch. We go live on Twitch every, like Monday, Wednesday now, right? So it's like about 2:00 we've been getting on. And we've been playing a lot of that My Hero Academia game. It's unironically like pretty good. So we'll probably be playing that again if you want to check that out. But yeah, come by, hang out. We'll talk about gaming. Yeah, we're signing off. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.